There have been rumours rumbling around Tyrrell Hatton for quite a long time now, to be honest, even for over a year. Tyrrell Hatton has been a name that has been linked to LIV. He's always shot down those rumours very quickly. But then this morning, James Corrigan in the Telegraph, who's always very, very accurate in these stories, reported that Tyrrell will be joining LIV. As you reported, $50 million the sum on offer. I've reached out to Tyrrell's manager. I've reached out to Tyrrell's manager's manager. Both of them are usually very good at getting back to me straight away, and they haven't. They're usually very quick to shoot down any false reporting, and they haven't on this occasion. So usually there's no smoke without fire, and it would appear the case that Tyrrell Hatton is on his way to join LIV. Last month, when Jon Rahm announced that he would be joining LIV, we also reported on that occasion that his #1 target to join him on his new team, which is called Legion 13, is Tyrrell Hatton, and he's got his #1 target. Tyrrell was his partner at the Ryder Cup. They led off Team Europe together on that Friday morning, won their point, and they're very close friends. They're similar characters in terms of how they can behave on the golf course. And Jon Rahm wanted to get Tyrrell Hatton on his team, and it appears that he has got him on his team. And it's extremely 11th hour. Tyrrell Hatton was committed to PGA Tour events in the not too distant future. LIV starts this week in Mayakoba, their first event of the season, and Tyrrell Hatton will be playing in it.
And Jamie, just while you sort of touched on the Ryder Cup there, and we were looking at some of those pictures from Rome, when Jon Rahm announced that he was defecting to LIV last month, Rory McIlroy called for a change in Ryder Cup eligibility rules. Will this development now only just strengthen those calls?
Yeah, well, Rory was sort of jumped the gun a bit when he called for the rules to be changed, because actually, as things stand, there's no need for the rules to be changed. There are 2 criteria you need to meet to be eligible for the European Ryder Cup team. 1, be European, and 2, be a member of the DP World Tour. Now, Jon Rahm has not given up his DP World Tour membership. Tyrrell Hatton has not given up his DP World Tour membership. There's really no need for them to do so. Yes, they may well face some fines, but hey, $50 million can go quite a long way if you're having to pay some fines. But also, I think both of them will just wait to see how this all pans out with this potential deal between these 2 warring factions. So as things stand, look, Jon Rahm is going to be on the next Ryder Cup team. Tyrrell Hatton, 99% is going to be in the next Ryder Cup team as well. As things stand, they both meet the criteria. There's no need for those criteria to change. Adrian Meronk, we understand, is also going to be joining LIV as well. Now, he's a little bit more of a dark horse to be on that team for Bethpage in a year's time. But again, as things stand, he has not given up his DP World Tour membership. And it would be silly for any of those guys to give up their membership until they know how it's all going to pan out. And it's anybody's guess how it's all going to pan out at the moment.
A massive blow for the PGA Tour. Do you think this in some way is kind of forcing some kind of resolution with the Saudi Sovereign Public Investment Fund?
Yeah, well, what's interesting, is when Jon Rahm announced that he was joining LIV last month, everybody assumed he must know something that we don't know. He must know that a deal is closer than ever, and is maybe sort of taking a punt that he can get the payment from LIV now and he can still remain a member of the PGA Tour not too many months down the line. As I understand it, that deal is actually still some way off, so it could be a gamble for Jon Rahm that hasn't quite paid off yet. Look, in a year's time a deal might happen, who knows? But Tyrrell Hatton has obviously made that similar gamble. Now, he's not quite in Jon Rahm's shoes in the case that he isn't a major champion that Jon Rahm is. Jon Rahm has got 5 years of eligibility or exemption, I should say, into all the major championships. Tyrrell Hatton is exempt for all the majors this year, but if his ranking were to fall and LIV Golf isn't eligible for world ranking points, then he may well not be in the majors next year. So it is a bit more of a punt on his part, and you would think he will have to have got some information that a deal is going to happen. But as I understand it, that deal is not as close as perhaps a lot of people like to think it is. But yes, look, it is another shot across the bows of the PGA Tour from LIV. LIV saying, look, we've got the deep pockets here. We've got the ability to pick off your big targets. Tyrrell Hatton is the world number 16. He's a popular character as well. He gets a lot of eyeballs because of some of his antics on the golf course. So it is another warning sign, I suppose you could say, from the Saudi Public Investment Fund. Look, we hold the aces here. Let's get this deal done. Otherwise, we're going to keep picking off your big beast. So look, the PGA Tour will be thinking we need to get this deal done, and they're speaking to a lot of private equity firms as well to get more money into their coffers. But that deal with the Saudi Public Investment Fund, it rumbles on and on and on, and there's still no resolution in sight.